um, over volume is because the cups that have graduations on there that have the volume measurements cost quite a bit more than cups that do not. This silicone one obviously is going to be able to be reused, so that is a good option um, for doing volume. But yeah, those graduated cups do cost quite a bit. Most resins will have a pour by weight somewhere in the FAQs. Yeah, I tried to look. I could not find it. This is amazing Clearcast from Illuminite, but could not necessarily find a good source for weight. Everywhere it just kept saying do by volume. And I'm wondering, I mean, I don't know, batch to batch, I'm really curious how accurate, how consistent the weights are. Hold on, let me get a brush here. These are all little tiny baby brushes. Give me a, it's still tiny, but it's decent size. Remember Hicks rants about chili with beans? Yeah. Hicks definitely was very strongly opinionated on things, all things Texan, including chili with beans, including he absolutely hated. Hicks Texas was a knife maker that used to stream on Twitch. He absolutely hated if you spelled Texas with a lowercase t. Talked about beans with chili. Anything like that would most likely get you timed out very quickly on the Hicks Texas channel. So, is density a factor of temperature? A little bit, but it would have to be huge temperature swing. Although no, not with liquids. TSA with gases, yes. But I don't think with liquids. I think it would have to be huge. Obviously, ice and water have a different density, but we're talking liquid resin. I don't think it really matters. You don't think you've ever had chili without beans? I think without beans is just a little more. It's a little more one-noted, right? With beans, you get both the beef and the bean as a change up to the texture. Without beans is kind of a little more. Actually, I'm gonna try this on a cherry one first because we're probably maybe not scrapping, but giving those away as second B grade stock. So let's focus on the cherry over here. Get some of this shit out of my way. Over my report, yeah, simple. And I think it's like what Texas barbecue is. It's not complicated. You know, started adding crazy sugars and shit like that. It's just a little bit of to complement the meat, and that's it. Yeah, I just like salt and pepper with most of my smoking brisket whenever I smoke it. This thing is chili with beans that's called stew. He is still streaming, just building a new badass shop. I mean, he hasn't streamed in a long time since he may have streamed like a couple times in the past 6 months, but there haven't been many streams, I don't think. At least or maybe I've been streaming while he's streaming too. And you like my little tiny jack plane, Mad Fist? Yeah, this is actually a very nice Veritas plane from Lee Valley. So I need to put it back in its case actually, but I need to clean it up a little bit. So we'll just put it back there. But it is a cute little plane. Pour plane is risking its life on the bench during a pour. That is true. I need to get that. I need to get this gauge out of the way. I need to get everything that could get messed up right now out of the way. Please exit stage left. Boyle's law applies to liquids. The question is what the expansion contraction ratio to temperature. It would be. I would just think plus or minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit is not going to make a whole lot of difference. But maybe, depending on the liquid. And as it begins to cure. I don't want to over pour too much resin. But I'm going to try to, maybe a spreader would be better. I want to try and do more of an even coat than I did on the front side, so. Salt, pepper, granulated garlic. Yep, I like that recipe. Thank you, Sasaki, for the scale too, buddy. Thank you, Sensei, I should say. Doing a little resin painting here. Trying not to get huge drips off the side like I just did. I have the same one, but all grown up. Nice. Yeah, that's my little baby. Use it a plain resin. Well, you gotta use the baby and test it on new waters, and you gotta try it out and see how it does. Because if you don't test the baby, then it'll just grow up not knowing what it's capable of. So resin was a mixed bag there. We'll think about doing it. Think about something else in the future, maybe. Must be a region thing because chili has always been beans up here. If no beans, it's more likely a stew, but no chili seasoning in it. Definitely a regional thing, I think. It seems to be our equivalent of what they argue about up in the Jersey area between Taylor ham and pork roll. I don't think I quite fully understand what's going on still, even after trying it and talking with many experts like 20 and Wrench and them, but